Hello and welcome. You are here with me, jewelry designer Jill Maurer, and graphic designer Sarah Tudor.
Hello.
Sarah is a millennial and I am not. We just did a video about different slang from my era and slang from her era, and guessing whether we could get them. We did pretty well.
Yeah.
There were some we had no idea, but overall we did okay. Now what we're going to do is I am going to show Sarah photographs of some items that were things that I grew up with and that I used, and we will see if she knows what they are. And she thinks she will because her mother is about my age and she thinks she knows everything about her mother.
My mom will love to hear that.
I know that your mother had a whole life before you were even born.
Are you sure?
And even though you might know some of her terms, some of the things that she says, you really may not know some of the items that she used every day.
Okay.
Now, you may have seen them in movies, so this is the other thing. You may know what they are, but I'm curious to know whether you know what they are.
Okay.
What is that?
I don't know. It looks like a toy to me, like a toy spinner, but I don't know what it is.
It has nothing to do with the spinner, and it is not a toy.
I don't know. Like a steering wheel?
Not even close, but she knows everything about her mother. Your mother used this a lot. Okay, what this is, do you know if I say 33 and 45, do you know what I'm talking about? No.
No.
Okay, you would use this with a record player.
Oh.
And a 33 is a big record like this, and it has a little hole.
Okay.
And you'd put it on a turntable, but a 45 is about this big.
Okay.
And the hole, for some reason, in the center is bigger.
Oh.
So this is the thing you need to pop it into the 45.
Okay.
And put it on the turntable. Here.
But it does spin. I would like to point that out.
It does spin.
It spins.
Yeah, it's an early spinner. Here it is explained.
Oh, okay.
See how that works?
It's interesting. I personally don't have a vinyl collection. My brother, who is 3 years older than me, is trying to get into vinyl, and so I got him some vinyl for Christmas.
Well, he may be needing those.
Okay, well now I know.
Okay.
Okay, that's a tape.
A tape? What kind of tape?
I had this in my last car. Gosh, I do know what this is, because my first ever blank was Britney Spears on this. I don't know, but we would just call it a tape.
Yeah, a cassette.
A cassette, that's
cassette
right.
tape.
Because that's what, okay, my mom loves books on tape. That's what she calls them, but really now it's an audio book. But
We call them books on tape.
yeah, books on tape.
Sometimes I call this filming. It's really not. Now, how are things going with this cassette?
It's not going well.
Okay.
It's not film, but the audio tape, that's all coming out of there. It's not good.
Okay, so if I hand that to you, how are you going to fix it?
You roll it back up with the little things in the middle.
And what would you use?
A cassette rewinder.
Nope. A number 2 pencil.
Oh, a number 2 pencil. Oh, okay.
We'll fix that right up. We used to do it all the time. You just don't want to get it tangled. You get in there.
Oh, see, I would think
Your
you
mom
can't
knows.
come back from that.
You can tell you're coming back from that because they're not stretched. If it's too stretched, like when it goes bad, it gets stretched. But if it's just like that, make sure all the tangles, there aren't any tangles, and you just start with your number 2 pencil, you're good.
You just put it back in there. Okay, got it.
What's that?
That is a clock.
What time is it?
It is 10:10.
That is very good. What is the yellow
Thank
thing
you.
telling you?
That's the seconds.
How many seconds?
35 seconds.
And then what is this other thing with the green tip there?
Maybe you could use it as a timer.
Nope, maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know what the green thing is.
Don't know what the green thing is?
No.
Is there any more that you know about this clock? Can it do anything else? This is an alarm clock that is set for 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Let's
Yep.
see.
It's set for 6 o'clock. Now, we don't know if it's truly set. If we were to set it, it's going to be at 6 o'clock if we don't move that. But how would we set it?
Probably a spinner on the back.
A spinner?
Yeah, a dial.
Oh, to set it? Okay.
Yeah.
But then how do we turn it on? Like, how do we know, okay, yeah, this is going to go off?
No idea.
Yeah. So there's a button that you push up. You know in the movies when you see an alarm, they go, and they hit it?
Yeah.
Well, before you hit it, at night, you have to pop it up.
I see.
And that means it's set. Yeah.
Okay.
So we thought we knew this. We knew a lot of it.
I knew a lot of it.
We did.
Yes.
That was pretty good. And she could tell time. I'd like to note that.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
What's that?
The top part looks like maybe something you'd put your shoe on,
Okay.
but the bottom part is a box. So is it a oh, would you shine your shoes on that box?
Yes! That was good. That was good. My dad had this, and I would guess anybody who's in the military today still would. Now, I think most men had this. I think most, and maybe women too. I think most people had this, but being in the military, like, I mean, everybody had this. But I would think that most people did. Yep.
My family was not in the military, so that was really just an educated guess.
Okay. Well, that was good.
I've never seen that before.
That was
actually,
good. Most households, I think, did have that. What's that?
That's a television set.
Very nice. What does that do?
That's gonna change the volume.
Okay, so how big is the remote for this TV?
There's no remote.
Very good.
No remote.
Okay, so how are we going to turn it on?
This button down here at the bottom.
Nice. What are you going to do to it?
You're gonna push it in,
And then what's going to happen?
and then you're gonna have to fiddle with the antenna.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
And then when you push it in, have you turned it on or off, or what have you done? So this is sort of tricky because you might push it in to turn it off and pull it out to turn it on.
Okay.
But more likely you push it in to turn it on and it pops out.
Okay.
What about the volume?
I think the knob on the top is the volume.
The knob on the top is the volume, this one
Yeah.
right here?
Yeah, I would say.
You just
Well, it says you. So probably maybe that.
But I feel like there wouldn't, for a TV like this, there wouldn't be that many channels. I'm not really sure.
I feel like you told me what that top one did.
It's the volume.
The top one's the volume?
That's what I said.
That big one, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's the channel?
That changes the channel.
Okay.
And when you do it, it goes click, click, click like that. And we had to walk through 8 or 9 feet of shag carpet to go change the channel.
Yeah,
Uphill both ways.
Life's hard.
Yeah.
In the snow outside.
Yeah, we still don't know how to change the volume. Any clue?
The bottom one.
The very bottom, the one that you, not this one.
Oh.
It's the one that you use to turn it on will also
do
twist.
this. Okay.
This bottom knob is kind of a mystery to me, still is. Like, we didn't really use that. I don't really know what that is. I mean, I know it would do little things, but we didn't have anything that would come in on that.
Okay.
So,
for fancy people.
yeah, for us, it was all about you turn the thing on,
And then
do the
there's
volume,
knob.
change the channel, mess with the antenna. Was there another name for those?
Not that I know of.
Rabbit ears.
Okay.
So you'd change the rabbit ears. Sometimes you'd have to actually move the TV around. Sometimes somebody couldn't be standing in a certain spot.
Yeah. I feel like antennas were still a thing when I was growing up. Yeah. We played with antennas.
You might have still had them on a car, right?
Yeah, definitely antennas on a car, but I think our TV had an antenna on it.
Okay. Also, there's something you could put on the antenna if it wasn't quite getting good reception.
Receiver.
Yeah, I'm talking about something that everybody...
Tinfoil.
Yes! Nice!
That's probably from the movies.
All right, you definitely passed the TV test. I don't know if you would have gotten the volume going, but
No,
you would have done
probably
everything
not.
else. What is that?
Jiffy Pop.
Woo! Very
Yes.
nice!
I was a Girl Scout.
Awesome.
You make Jiffy Pop for fun.
So that was roughing it? That's how you roughed it?
Yeah, that's how we roughed it. We made
Okay.
Jiffy Pop.
This was
stuff.
newfangled when I was a kid.
But we do it over a campfire.
Yeah, you can do it that way. Very good. Very good. I had it in all the different stages in case you didn't know. Okay. What about that? What is that?
Ooh. It looks like some kind of doorstop, or it could be a coat rack. It looks like if you put it on the wall, it would be like a coat or a hat rack, or a coat and hat rack, or a shoe rack, some kind of rack.
Okay. To hold some sort of garment?
Yeah.
Absolutely
A garment
not.
rack? No.
Not even
Okay.
close.
Nope.
No.
All right. What is it?
Let me show
Is there
you.
another? I feel like there's the hardware is included on this photo.
Well, I'm going to show you what we did with this.
Oh. That's hilarious. Would have never guessed that.
Yeah, you weren't there.
That's so
now,
funny.
There was a fancier one later. Now, this was always my favorite because it kept it on your shoulder, you know, so you don't have to do this scrunchy thing, you know, it keeps it there. They were really, really nice. Now, here is one that was a little fancier, but I never really liked those.
That thing looks weird.
The other one works so much better.
I agree. Well, I don't know, but I prefer my AirPods. But
Okay, right.
what do I know?
What's that?
It looks like it's rolling something. It looks like it could be like a printer, like an old, because it looks like the bottom that you would put paper in, like the bottom tray to me looks like a printer tray, but the rolling thing looks like a printing press. So it looks like some sort of modern printing.
Very good. I'm going to say that that's a yes.
Okay, well, what do you call it?
A ditto machine.
A ditto, okay.
It's a
All
ditto,
right.
and that's why you say ditto. Mrs.
Does it
Fryer,
say ditto on there?
It
Oh, I
says
thought it
ditto
said
right on
Vito or
it. Yeah.
something, Vitto.
Hey, Mrs. Fryer, we are Facebook friends. I don't know if she watches my YouTube channel, but Mrs. Fryer she would handwrite the test. Then she would send me down to the office to make dittos, and she would tell me how many dittos she needed.
Okay.
And you put that in there, and I forget how you set it up exactly, and you sit there and you go, 1, 2, 3, until you have, and it would turn and it would pick up the page, and they'd come out wet and blue, and you kind of have to wait for them to dry, and it smelled like porpoise.
Oh,
You have
because
to
you
smell
know
I do
what
know what a
porpoise
smells
smells
like.
like.
Yeah.
Jill knows
So
what
if
it
you know
smells.
what that smells like, that's what the ditto machine smelled like.
I know this because my graphic design history, we have like printing presses down in the basement of the College of Design. Some of the most fun days were when we got to go down there and play with them. So the rolling aspect to me is familiar.
Nice. And also now you know when people say ditto.
Ditto, where it comes from.
That's where it comes from.
So yeah, not because my mom has one sitting around. No. That's from my formal education.
Right. Nice. Okay. What's that?
Oh, I don't know. It's a hair dryer.
How does it work?
Well, the tube thing looks like, okay, I don't know. I'm not sure which end you're supposed to hold. I mean, it looks like the tubey end you would use to blow dry your hair, because then what else would that attach into, unless there's some sort of old-timey attachment hair dryer thing in walls that there used to be. But this looks like
So you don't think you plug that into the wall? You think you just hold it up to your head, or you?
yeah, this bottom part looks like the thing that would stay in, that would stay like down on the table.
Okay.
And then the other thing you would like do around your head.
So you hold just the hose up to your head? Is that where we're going?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay. This is a bonnet.
That's a bonnet.
And that
Okay.
bonnet has a hole that will fit that. And so you put the bonnet on.
Okay.
Usually with rollers. You put rollers on it. And
Okay.
then my mother had this. So you put the bonnet on, and then you take that hose and you just...
So it's kind of right.
You were kind of right.
I
You just didn't
thought that
all
was
the way get
the
there.
bonnet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Halfway.
Here we go.
It's a
Here
half
we
a
go.
point. Ah, that looks really weird
Yeah.
and creepy.
Yeah, when my mother finally, I think it was sometime in the 70s, that she got the handheld thing, that was a newfangled
Oh, okay.
concept.
Fancy. Okay.
There you go. Good job.
Thank you. All right.
You're-
Am I
you're
doing
del-
better than you think?
Yes.
Than you thought?
Yes.
Okay.
You are. What's that?
I have seen these in my sewing kits.
Ooh, you're in the right place.
I think it would help you thread a needle.
Very good. Very good.
Again, Girl Scouts taught me how to
Nice.
sew. All right, that's Jax.
Nice.
My brother and I played this.
Aw.
When we were little.
I'm happy
So,
to hear that.
yeah.
I spent a lot of time playing Jax.
Jax and Pogs. Don't really remember how you play Pogs, but that was a game. I don't know if you played that one. Any other Pog players out there? No?
Okay. What's that?
That's a creepy doll.
That is a creepy doll.
That is a very creepy doll. My guess, okay, so we're just talking about the doll thing.
Yes.
Not what it's sitting on. To me, that looks like it could be sitting on like a toilet bowl, the back of a toilet bowl. So I'm gonna guess that it is hiding a toilet roll.
Woo!
Yes.
Very
All right.
nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
But that's creepy. Why would you ever have that burn it to the ground?
Well, because you don't want to be tacky. Tacky would just be leaving the toilet paper out. So you want to be schmancy.
that is creepy.
And that's
That's what that is.
okay. But you got it. Good
I
job.
did get
You
it,
would
I
have
did.
found the toilet paper.
Yes.
Here's another one.
That one's a little less creepy,
A little less
but,
creepy?
but weird. Very weird.
What's
that? That's Jell-O. With vegetables in it.
Uh-huh.
And it looks nasty.
Yeah.
I think one of my friends was telling me about vegetable Jell-O. And I was like, no, that sounds nasty, but does it have another name?
Jell-O salad.
Jell-O salad. That's nasty. That's, doesn't look appetizing to me.
It didn't then either.
Yeah.
They were awful.
Did you have to eat that?
Sometimes. But that's not the kind my grandmother did. My grandmother more did that
Oh,
one.
that looks like coleslaw.
Cabbage, Jell-O salad. Nightmare.
Yeah, that looks disgusting. I'm sorry. Glad my mother never made me eat that. Thanks, Mom. Oh my God.
That would be more for a party. You wouldn't get
but
that every day.
Here's my question. Like, hot dogs, Fine. I'll eat a hot dog at a barbecue.
No, I don't want a
Is
cold
the
hot dog.
Jell-O? What I know is Jell-O, it's flavored. It's like strawberry or blueberry or grape. Like, is this just like non-flavored gelatin? Like, what's the deal here? Is it flavored like a hot dog? Does it take on the flavor that's what's in it?
Most of the time, like this one is probably non-flavored. I really avoided these as much as possible. The cabbage one might have had some sweetness, some sugar in it. Yeah, it was a thing, and it was fancy. You know, this is
Fancy?
when
This is fancy?
that's fancy.
Oh,
this
okay.
this is when you're able to actually be a homemaker and have different devices at home, and it is still a job, but you have a lot of devices around, things to help you wash the dishes and help you cook and help you do things. So now you have free time, and this is what you are able to accomplish.
This is what they do in their free time.
Yeah, because what happened was they were being heavily influenced by soap operas.
I see.
So the point of soap operas was that they were these stories that women could listen to at their leisure, during their very leisurely days, and they would sell them soaps
Products.
and things and convince them to do stuff like that.
So is this something like your mother would have made for you? Would you have made it? Or would your mother have
No,
made
my
it?
mother.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
This is fancy cuisine here.
Okay. That looks like it.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. It was awful. Okay, what's that?
Oh, it kind of looks like a big wheel,
It does kind of look like a big wheel.
but you have to use your feet. But I don't know where your feet would go. You sit in it. This looks like a seat, and those are wheels. Or it could be a thing that holds frisbees. I'm not sure.
Okay,
You're gonna have
so
to explain
we
that.
can kind of go either way. Okay.
I'm gonna go the Hot Wheels route.
Okay.
Or big wheel.
That's so funny. I just lost the name of this when you said that. It's a something cart. Oh gosh, I'm gonna come up with the name of it. I swear I know.
Okay.
This was my favorite toy. This was even more fun than a big wheel.
Okay.
Okay, and so it does not hold frisbees.
Okay.
Frisbees are not involved.
That looks like a
so
frisbee.
you do sit on the seat.
Okay.
And you rest your feet.
Oh, you rest your feet.
feet go up there.
Okay.
And this thing will move in a lot of different ways. So these are the handles for this
Okay.
wheel. And you can go forward.
Okay.
You can go backward, but more importantly, you can spin on a dime. Like this, see if you get one going one way and one going the other, you can spin this.
Sounds like a workout.
It sort of is,
Okay.
and it was a lot of fun. These were,
That was the thing.
yes, and you see how the swirly thing on the out, you could see it
that.
swirl, Honestly, if they made these for adults, I would want one now.
Okay.
These were fun, and
is-
also big wheels. I loved big wheels.
The newest workout fad.
Yeah.
From Jill.
Yes.
With a name we can't remember.
Yes, what,
It kind of looks like, I don't know.
it's a something car. I can't even believe I can't think of it. I'll come up with it. It'll be here. I don't know why I've just lost my mind. I didn't put any clues here because I don't want her to know what they are. I had it in my mind until she said it holds frisbees, and it just went poof. There's no way to know, right?
I don't know, try to right click on it. Try open with Google Chrome. Try Google Chrome.
Oh yeah, there you go. What's that?
Well, to me it looks like a contact case holder, kind of. But the thing in the background is kind of confusing me. Now I can see there's a mortar and pestle in there, so maybe something to hold pills? I'm not sure.
Well,
it's definitely
mortar
not
and
a
pestle.
mortar and pestle. It
Okay.
just I can see that there's an engraving or like an embossing of a mortar and pestle on there, I believe. So maybe it holds pills?
Nope.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh no. This is a soap.
Oh,
You drop that soap into that cup.
that's soap. Oh, then what do you do?
Still no idea?
I mean, I see a part of a makeup brush there. Are you cleaning your makeup brushes?
Oh, no.
Okay, I don't know.
This is how men used to shave. So that's
Oh, it's one of those shaving brushes.
and that brush you get the soap and you
And
lather
you do
up.
that. Okay, I see. Yeah, my family's not really great at growing facial hair, so it's not something I've seen very much of. No offense, Justin.
Now my father didn't use this that much. My grandfather did. He could have used it. The choice was this or that newfangled stuff.
I don't know.
Shaving cream.
Oh, shaving. Oh, okay. I was thinking the actual thing that you shaved with, but I see shaving cream.
So
yeah.
this is like pre-shaving cream.
Okay,
So you have the choice of that kind of soap
I see. I remember.
or the newfangled stuff that came out of the can and it foamed.
That's exciting.
You did very well.
Thank you. Are you
Nice
surprised
job.
by how well
I am.
Yes.
You did awesome.
You need to dig further back.
Well, yeah. Now this is all stuff that I was very familiar with when I was growing up. You know, there were some things that were older, but these are the things that I could think of that I grew up with on a daily basis. Very nice. You made your mother proud,
I hope you're watching, Mom.
but I hope she still got a good laugh.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Sarah and I did another video where we compared phrases, where I told her some of the phrases that we used to use when I was younger, and she told me about today's millennial phrases, and we tried to guess what they meant. If you want to see how we did in that little project, I'll put the video up there, and of course it will be down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'd love to see you again.
Bye for now.